It's hot in Germany. It's really, really, really warm. I don't know what's happening here. And of course, that in Germany we are not used to having a lot of heat and there's no AC, and it's hard to work. And just have to crank up the fans and take some cold showers just to refresh. Anyway, welcome to this episode of Wannabe Entrepreneur. Today is all about Changeit. I finally did my release. It's now available on both iOS and Android. Please go and check it out. For some reason, it just does not get updated automatically, even if you have the app installed. So it takes a couple of days. So if you want to check it out, you can just open the Play Store or the Apple Store and click in update, and you'll have the latest updates. So today I want to go through the features that I implemented and speak a little bit about the reasoning behind them. But first, let's go to my business analysis. Every month, in the end of the month, I sit down and I collect the metrics into an Excel sheet where it's kind of an overview, and I reflect a little bit on how things are going. And let me open here the graphs. Here they are. So I will post a couple of these graphs in my Buy Me a Coffee platform. So it's kind of a motivation for people to contribute for the podcast. It's not that much, so if you want, the links will be in the description of this episode, and then you can also see what I'm describing at the moment. So basically, my main metrics are still organic growth and product clicks. And this month, I didn't invest that much on. So I'm talking, by the way, about the month of May, not June. I did this analysis a bit late. Normally, I do it in the end of the month, but I didn't invest as much money in ads as in the previous months. So this month, I just only invested about 90 euros. And of course, this means that I got less users, but it's still interesting to see that even though I got less users, the cost of acquisition is actually lower. So I'm now in the 20 cents per user, which is great. I think this is a great number. I mean, I'm not sure how to benchmark here. Maybe I'm wrong, but in general, it's when I started, I was actually paying €1.50 per user. And now it's down to 20 cents. So that's actually super cool. And that's basically the only metric that actually that improved. Besides that, maybe due to the fact that I didn't invest that much in user acquisition, I can see that I got less new users. And let me see actually how many users did I get. I got roughly 500 new users in the month of May, whereas in the previous month, in the month of April, I got a little bit more, so I guess 600 users. Another thing that it's not improving is the fact that the returning users is actually lower than the previous month, which is weird because if I'm getting new users every month, I would assume that they would just return the next month. So this would increase, which it's a bit weird because when I check my retention metrics on Google Analytics, they are actually quite good. So after the first week, I got 20% of the users return, and then after 6 weeks, 7% of the users still are returning. But I don't know if there's something I'm doing wrong here with the metrics. But for some reason it's not great. And now if I check, and when I look at this metric, that's when I start getting a bit anxious, is actually the product clicks. And I see that, of course, the product clicks, I have less product clicks because there were also less users. they are quite low, so I got less than 100 product clicks. And from these 100 product clicks, I only generated one buy. So actually only one person bought the product. And this means that I only made €1 in the month of May, which is terrible. Of course, I cannot make money out of this. So I really, really have to focus on increase this metric. So just for you to have an idea, if one user would need to stay in the app for, how much is this? Almost 300 months to pay off their cost of acquisition. So what I basically do is I divide how much money I made in a month by the number of users that were in the platform, and I kind of define how much each user gives me per month. And this is of course not sustainable. It's not viable. So in order to try to fix this, I did my release. I'm super excited. Like every time I release something new, I get excited to get the users. The feedback is rather slow because, as I said in the beginning, it takes a little bit of time for everyone to update. So I am now in a feedback cycle again. I was sharing on Reddit already. I'll maybe do some ads to get new users, because then if they're installing a freshly app, then I know that they have the latest version. Yeah, but let's quickly go through the new features of Changeit. The first feature that I'm super excited about are the unread notifications. So previously you could not access the notifications. So the only way you could access the notifications were by clicking on the notification when they show, but sometimes people either don't want to have notifications or they cannot open it right now, and then they would just lose the notification. Now the notification will get stored, so every time you open the notification screen you have unread notifications, and then you can either save them or ignore them and then they disappear, but you can actually wait a little bit and just catch up on your notifications, and I think that's great. And besides that, I also installed a very cool feature, which is a way for you to compare yourself and your footprint with the average footprint in your country based on Changeit users, of course. And so you can see if you're doing good or you're doing bad. So that's, I think, also very, very exciting. And these two features, I hope with these two features to improve the organic growth, because I'm basically making the product better. And my thesis is that if the product is better, then people will get more excited about it. The retention will get up, and also they'll share more and speak more about the product. And this means that, more people will install it. Besides that, to improve my main metric, where I'm mostly focused, so the product clicks, I did something also, maybe not super cool for the user, but I think it's quite important, which is I can now connect one product with multiple actions. So if you are going through the actions, you'll probably notice that each action now has more products, and this will I hope that this will motivate people to click more in the products and to end up buying more. Besides this, I've been focusing on going through the internet, finding cool products, cool companies, and personalize them in my top markets. My top markets are Germany, US, and UK. So I'm basically going through companies that are either, let's say I find a very interesting sustainable German company, I will add it to the German platform, or more Amazon products that I find that are sustainable. I'm also adding more. The idea here is that if I have more products available, the likelihood of getting the interest of the users is higher, and I'll get more clicks, and I'll finally start making money. For me, this is the most important thing in the moment. I need to see if it's possible to increase the percentage of users that click and buy. Before even on focusing on design or maybe other features, I need to do this. Because if this doesn't work, it means that the app won't work, right? So that's basically where I'm focusing at the moment. Still kind of anxious. I don't know if this will work. But that's what I'm focusing right now. That's it for today's episode. See you tomorrow.